Have you ever wondered if the season that feels like the hardest part of your life could actually be the moment right before God changes everything? Sometimes God does his deepest work in your life before you ever see the breakthrough. You may feel like nothing is moving, but heaven may already be preparing what you have been praying for. One of the first signs is that God begins removing distractions you once thought you needed. Certain relationships may become distant. Some opportunities may suddenly disappear. Plans you were certain about may no longer make sense. At first, this can feel like rejection. But sometimes God closes a door because he knows you would never have walked away from it yourself. Think about Abraham. God asked him to leave what was familiar before showing him where he was going. The journey came before the promise became visible. If God is separating you from something that constantly pulls you away from him, do not assume your life is falling apart. It may be getting realigned. Another sign is that your faith becomes stronger even though your circumstances have not changed yet. You still have unanswered questions. You still have problems you cannot solve. But something inside you is different. You are learning to pray without demanding an immediate answer. You are learning to trust God without needing to know every detail. That kind of faith is not weakness. It is spiritual maturity. Sometimes the breakthrough begins inside you before it ever appears around you. Joseph spent years in situations that looked nothing like the dream God had given him. He was betrayed. He was falsely accused. He was forgotten. Yet none of those moments canceled God's purpose. They were preparing him for a position he was not ready to carry when the dream was first revealed. Your waiting season may be developing qualities that your next season will require. Another sign is that God starts making you uncomfortable with the person you used to be. Things you once tolerated begin to bother your spirit. Old habits no longer feel satisfying. You begin wanting peace more than attention. You begin choosing obedience over approval. You begin realizing that some things you called blessings were actually keeping you stuck. That discomfort can be evidence of growth. God may be preparing you for something greater by changing what you desire. Another sign is that you experience unexpected peace in the middle of uncertainty. This does not mean everything suddenly becomes easy. It means fear no longer controls every decision. You can face tomorrow without knowing exactly how everything will work out. Philippians 4 reminds us that the peace of God can guard our hearts and minds. That peace is powerful because it does not depend on perfect circumstances. Sometimes God gives you peace before he gives you the answer. And that peace becomes the confirmation that you are not walking through the storm alone. Another sign is that you start noticing God's direction in places you once overlooked. A conversation happens at exactly the right moment. A verse speaks directly to something you have been praying about. An opportunity appears that you could never have planned. A person gives you encouragement when you were ready to give up. These moments may seem ordinary, but God can use ordinary moments to redirect an extraordinary future. Proverbs 3 tells us to trust in the Lord and acknowledge him in all our ways. You do not have to understand every step to follow the one who already sees the entire road. Another sign is that the waiting becomes more difficult just before the answer arrives. This is one of the hardest parts because silence can make you question everything. You prayed. You waited. You believed. And now you are wondering whether God heard you at all. But silence does not mean absence. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the plant above the soil. Your breakthrough may be developing in a place your eyes cannot reach. Do not dig up the seed simply because you cannot see the roots. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Keep walking. And perhaps the most important sign is that God is teaching you to want him more than the breakthrough itself. At first, you may have prayed because you wanted the situation to change. But somewhere along the way, your prayer changes. You begin saying, God, even if the answer takes longer, I still want you. That is a powerful transformation. Because when God becomes your foundation, your peace no longer depends on whether today brings the answer you wanted. Your breakthrough may be financial. It may be relational. It may be a new opportunity. It may be healing from something nobody else understands. Or it may be an entirely new direction for your life. Whatever it is, remember this. God is not limited by what you can see today. The closed door is not the end of your story.